People use Google Forms for lots of reasons. It might be to gather survey information, to sign up for an event. Sometimes they're used as summative assessments like a quiz. Sometimes they're formative assessments or learning activities where, depending on how a learner answers a question, it redirects them to a different question. There's lots of ways to use it. Really, that's up to your own creativity to figure out how you want to use that in your world. But let me show you in this tutorial some of your options for questions you can add. So you can see that I have a title for my form and a short description, just saying this is a practice document. On the right of that, there's a plus sign. If I click the plus sign, I can add questions. Now it defaults to multiple choice question, but if you click the drop down arrow, you can see there's many other ones. We'll just go in order here. Short answer is just that. The person taking the survey can add short text. So you put your question up here, and maybe this is simply as simple as last name. And then you can put a short text underneath that's just a little cue or note to the person. If that one is to be required, click the little required button and it turns it purple. If you made a mistake, you can click the garbage can to delete it. Or if you have another one that's very similar, maybe it's first name, we can click duplicate. If I click that, notice it makes the same question again, and then I can just change this to first. So that's a quick way to work with that. I can go up here and click another question, so I'll click the plus sign. The next option on the list is paragraph. This is very simple to similar to short answer, except that the person taking the survey can put more data in there. What is your best memory of this year? So you can put whatever you want in there and they have more text to answer. Click the plus again. The next item type is the multiple choice. This is a pretty common one. Put your question up here. What is your favorite color? And then you can put in your options. And now each time you click add option, it puts another blank in there. You simply click in there and then you can type in your answers. Notice you also have a choice for add other. If I click that, then it's kind of an open-ended response for the person. Again, I can make it required or not, that's up to you. Let's click the plus sign. We can go to the next question type, checkboxes. Now checkbox is useful if you want people to be able to put in multiple options. So here you can see I've listed all the days of the week for this question. Which days are you available? People can check multiple dates on here, so it's not a right or wrong answer. Again, I can make it required, and we'll talk more about this later, but there's these three dots in the bottom. This gives you other options. So notice the description's not showing up here. If I want the description there, I can turn it on by clicking this, and then I can give some cues like click all that apply. So that is the checkbox option. Click the plus sign here. Well, let's look at another option for ourselves. That is drop-down menu. This is similar to multiple choice, but the options appear in a drop-down. So here you can see my options. To the question, what is your favorite food? And the person taking the survey would be able to answer one of those options from a drop-down. I can make that required as well. Click add question. And we can see that I've got another option called linear scale. This is where somebody would rate something. And your options range from 0, so you can change that to 0, all the way up to 10. And you can choose the range you would like for that. So I can modify that accordingly. Could be a 1 to 4 scale. So you can notice here I filled in an example. How would you rate yourself in today's learning goal? You could have somebody put in the 1 to 4, do like a little check or formative assessment. You can only label the first and last item on the scale. So you can't label each one individually, but you can at least give a range. And again, you can make that required if you wish. Let's click the plus sign here and look at another question type. That is multiple choice grid. This is similar to multiple choice, but it looks different when the survey person takes the question. So here you can see I've put some cities in the first column, some states in the second column, and it's almost like a matching, but it's considered a multiple choice grid. Again, the three dots give you some more options down here. You can do descriptions to provide a little bit of detail. You can limit one response per column, so if there's only one right answer, I could do that. If there are multiple answers, like it could be in which cities or which states do you find these landforms, maybe there are multiple correct options. And then you can shuffle row order, and I'd probably want to do that if I'm using it as some sort of a formative or summative assessment or practice. So I also have the plus sign where I can add a couple more question types. I have date as an option. So this gives you a calendar picker to choose your date. So what is today's date, for instance? So that one's fairly simple. And then I also have one more option under question types, and that is for time, and that is similar, and you can have somebody put in a time. For instance, here I put in what time can you meet? Now let's take a look at what this survey looks like right now, or this form. Up in the top right corner there's an eyeball. That's your preview option. If you click the eye, it takes you to your form, and now you can see it. So here's your last name. You type that in here, first name. This is our essay, our multiple choice. We can click, notice only one at a time. Which dates are available? Remember, we can have multiple options here. Favorite food, here's our drop down. So you can only choose one. The rating scale, you can only choose one option there as well. Notice the little red star indicates that it was a required. And here you can put your response. And it kind of tells you that only one response per row is allowed. We'll pop those in there. Notice when I'm finished, it realizes that. For the date, I can click in these fields and add the digits I would like, or I can click the drop down and I can choose a date from the calendar. And then time, similar, you can just type in your answer there and then submit, and that's what the respondent would do. Notice my form is available in a previous tab, and I'm back to my form where I can edit. So this is an overview on the different question types. Get in there, play around, explore. If you do want to rearrange them, notice that when you hover on it, you get this little grid icon. You can click and drag and drop those into a different order. So good luck creating questions on your form.